Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Comedy of Errors Grand Prix. We'll start off in qualifying with this. I was about to start my first lap and just looped it trying to go for a good exit. The next time I locked up here, cut the track, so I ended up backing out of that lap. And finally, a similar error at the same corner on my actual best lap. So I'd rather despond 6th position, but this is the interesting part. Let's look at everyone's best times. Warnings everywhere, not for Dubsy, not for a couple of people. We go down to myself, a warning on my not best lap though. Let's have a look at Murph, 2 warnings, okay, that's a bit sus. What about Kid Bias? 6. Okay. Anyhow, we'll move on to the actual race. That was a bit of interesting debate for later. Anyhow, P6, and off we go. Last time we started behind Rez by 1 row, we got absolutely smacked out before we could get to turn 1. This time he makes a very good start, so that's not going to be an issue. And, well, there's not much room for manoeuvre here, as there's 3 cars wide in front of me, so I back out of it into turn 1. Try to get around the outside of OP Magic, and instead allow Murph to come around my outside and take my position. Hopefully, I'm going to keep the foot in here and take it straight back. Exactly what's happened. OP's gone for a very optimistic move, and I'm so glad he ghosted when I went through in there, up to P5. On lap 2. I think Jeff summed that up pretty well. We don't pit, and we resume the race at the end of lap 5. Kart Dude is ahead of us in his Mercedes, his teammate in front of him, and Dubsy is following HSV. There's some overtaking going on, but as I watch it, I lose the rear end and somehow catch it. I have no idea why I lost the rear end like that. I'm glad it didn't go any further away from me than it did. On lap 7, it's still a big gaggle of cars. My teammate's getting away, but then the next 4 or 5 people are all together, and then bang, my power goes out. And this is what happens to the recording apparently when the power goes out. Thankfully I was able to rejoin the race, and at this point here, so I lost out on 3 laps and a lot of time. Look how far ahead Dubsy is, and that turned out to be roughly 20 seconds I believe of loss. Roughly a pit stop. As you can see, these guys have already pitted, and who I was racing before, and I haven't. So past comes Rez on his fresh soft compound tyres. I cut the corner so I don't hit him, because I didn't realise how bad the brake performance is going to be. Kart Dude, his teammate, caught me, and I'm sorry if this was a cut off, but on my screen it looked like I didn't cut you off. I think that's what the corner you're complaining about, Kart Dude. At least I was told you were complaining, so if you weren't, then I apologise for that. But the DRS is too strong to hold him off. Haas comes with a second Mercedes. I try to go back around, but the grip isn't high enough, as I need to pit fairly soon to get rid of these super softs. I've gone further than a lot of people, just to make sure I make it to the end with 1 stop with a good tyre wear on the soft, which I seem to lose earlier than the super soft for some reason. And here comes HSV down the inside, and ooh, a bit of a barge there. And to follow it up, a bit of a corner cut. I know he wants to get after the Mercedes because on the same strategy, but he didn't read rest, so I sent it back down the inside. In a very similar manoeuvre, and he's so heated that he runs into the back of me here and loses it, and I think part of his wing. So that was unfortunate for him. Anyway, we're going to have to pit at the end of lap 14, so we've gone over halfway and done qualifying laps on the super softs. Now we're onto the soft compound. Jeff's lying because I'm using the DRS, and in front I've caught 2 cars who crash into each other quite promptly after I catch them, which is quite nice. And that allows me to have an easy P3 after Rez crashes out. I say easy, but I mean, I did lose power for 3 laps, so that was a bit of a turn up for the books. A podium. Only myself and my teammate didn't have a penalty. Look at the number of Kid Bias. Anyhow, next race will be in Spain. I've been Jacko. See you then.